So, I did this review just a couple seconds ago, and then I realized my memory card wasn't in the camera. So I have to redo it. Not fun. Okay guys, but the book that we will be discussing is a second book in a trilogy, and it is The Evolution of Mara Dyer. Like I said, this is the second book in the Mara Dyer trilogy, and oh my Lanta, this book, the feels series, feels confusion. I don't know what's going on in my head. I feel confused, and this book will do it for you. Like, if you already have some mental issues, do not read this book. But do it anyway because it's so good. Okay, so like I said, this is the second book in a series. If you guys want to check out what this series is about, click on this book right here or in the link below. But brief, what it is about a girl named Mara Dyer, and she has suffered in a traumatic experience, and it kind of makes her go crazy a lot, and she starts having PTSD, really bad PTSD, and really bad hallucinations, which we don't know if are real or are not real. So, and this book makes you go crazy because it's from her point of view. So, whew, yeah, crazy. I feel insane. But that is it for the non-spoiler review of this book, and yeah, I'm gonna go. I will see you guys in my next video if you haven't read this book. And if you have, stay for the spoiler. And if you haven't, go now, because I will be spoiling stuff. Well, especially this one big thing that happens. But yeah, okay. Bye! Okay, so spoiler time starts now. So, warning there. What is it with a Noah and bathrooms? Like, girl bathrooms. Like, what is it with him? I couldn't stop my smile. What is it with you and girls' bathrooms? I asked, watching his eyes, the corner of his mouth lifted. That is a fair question. In my defense, they are cleaner than the boys' bathrooms, and they do to be everywhere. He sounded amused and arrogant. That was the voice I needed to hear. Maybe I shouldn't worry. Maybe we were going to be okay. Later on, we find out this. Dude's here. His voice wasn't loud, but it was strong when he spoke. I believe you. I didn't know how badly I needed to hear those words until he said them out loud. I can't stay here while he's out there. I'm working on it. Noah glanced to the door. I knew he couldn't stay, but I didn't want him to leave. Me too. I think there's a chance my parents might let me come home, I said, trying not to sound as nervous as I felt. But what if they make me stay to keep me safe? I wouldn't if I were them. What do you mean? Any minute now. 2 seconds later, the sound of an alarm filled my ears. What did you do? I said over the noise as he backed toward the bathroom door. Girl who gave you the note? Yes. I caught her staring at my lighter. I blinked. You gave a kid in the psych ward a lighter? His eyes crinkled in the corners. She seemed trustworthy. You're sick, I said, but smiled. Nobody's perfect. Noah smiled back. That is just freaking hilarious. He is he's stupidly idiotic, which is perfect, and I love it so much. And this book is just, okay. You remember when they were at the carnival and they were talking to Rosalind, and she's like, oh, this guy paid me, and she's like, well, what does he look like? And he starts describing this guy. Well, maybe it's like, not Wayne, but like a guy on the sidelines that has to do with everything, but doesn't. Like, maybe he's the guy behind the scenes, behind Dr. Cal's, which was creepy, by the way. Those videos was just creepy. Like, she was stalking her, pretty much. Like, that is creepy. I would be terrified, and she knew Jude was alive all the time. She is just crazy. But it all starts to make sense because the gene, they're lab rats for this gene. But it's still confusing, but it kind of makes sense. Like, you have to, you read it to understand, but it's still confusing. But it kind of makes sense. But, okay, so I was thinking that Mara, her power is that she can see people who have the gene die. Like, Noah can see them get hurt, Mara can see them die. which is why she didn't see Jude die, or she didn't see Noah die, which I don't believe is true. I don't believe. He can't be dead. It's Noah. It's Noah Shaw. He heals. He's never been sick. He can't be dead. But I thought that she can see people die, like Noah can see people get hurt. She can see them get dead. She can see them die. And she can kill animals. I don't know. I don't know. But Stella and Jamie have the gene, so they have powers. So Stella can read thoughts, and I'm pretty sure she probably has more. But what is Jamie's power? Like, I really want to know what his power is. And then there's Phoebe, which I am freaking happy she is dead, because she is just, whew, crazy girl. Like, when, I don't know how Mara didn't see that she was dating Jude. Like, she's like, oh, my boyfriend gave it to me. And Mara's like, who's your boyfriend? Like, obviously it's Jude. Who wants to kill ya? Who's watching you? Think, Mara. Think. And let me just say, Jude needs to die. I do not like him. I hate him with a burning passion, which Noah can't be dead. I'm just gonna say that all the time. Okay, so her grandmother is immortal, or a time traveler, according to Noah. But what is up with that? Like, is she immortal? Does she actually time travel? Or is she actually dead? Like, can she commit suicide? Like what is up with that? Like, what does she, like, what? I'm so confused where the grandmother plays in. The Indian girl, is that like an ancestor from a long time ago, or is that Mara's grandmother? Like, is she seeing her grandmother's past? Because the doll was the grandmother's. So is she seeing the grandmother's past? And they seem to have the same power, Mara and Mara. Because the Indian girl's name is Mara, and Mara is Mara. Although I heard that her name is actually Mary, which I don't know. Like, you know how the letter at the beginning is like, my name isn't actually Mara Dyer, but I had to pick one. Oh my god! What if the letter at the beginning is Mara, Indian Mara, writing that when she's older, and her grandmother, that's her grandmother writing that. And Mara is Mara, and I don't know, I'm really confused about the letter. Oh my god. Oh my god, the birthday redo. That had to be the cutest thing. And then Mara had to go and screw it up because she saw the freaking notebook, which was pretty cool and sweet if you think about it, because he was writing to her because she's like, you know what? Don't tell me. Write about it. Which, by the way, what is up with her face changing? Like, what is up with that? Like, was it just her mind or what? His power is scary. Like, that scares me. He can just, like, lose a limb and stuff and, like, kill people and, like, be fine. Is that maybe because he lost his hand, so when he regrew it, he's the one who killed Rachel and Claire, not Mara. And Mara just brought the asylum down. I like that idea. He killed Claire and Rachel when he was regenerating his hands. Like a lizard. Which is funny because she's like, he looks like a reptile in one of the scenes. So maybe he's a reptile. Yeah, he's a lizard. Let's go with that. God, and I love when they're talking about Anna's death, and she's talking and she's like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I just have this stomach thing. Don't get too close. And she's like, well, there goes my plan of seducing you. I was going to take you to the broom closet. I was going to do that in the broom closet. But you ruined it. And he's like, we are far too screwed up for a goddamn love triangle. Like, we do not need that. I thought that was funny. And I still don't understand what is up with the Jean and the lab rat thing, and I hope we get more, and I hope we get all the answers. What's up with Jude's family? Like, what's up with that? Like, his family, I think what it is you remember how Noah goes and he's like, oh, this family told me that they moved here 18 years ago and stuff. Maybe it is actually Jude's family and they are saying that they moved there, but they really didn't, and they're just making up the lie. Yeah. I don't know. This book only gives you questions, not answers. Okay, it answers a couple things, like the fight and flight thing, but I still don't understand that. But I kind of do, and Jude's alive. Like, that's about it. We don't get a lot of answers, except for that it's not a superpower, it's a gene that gives them powers. This book is so confusing. You just don't know anymore. I don't know. This book only adds more questions. We don't get any answers. And that's all I want. I just want answers. We were talking about it and I was like, I think I'm going to have a gigantic hangover after this. And she's like, that good? I'm like, you will see if you have a hangover after this book. Because, goddamn. And I hate it. I hate it because it's there. It's there. It's there. We were lucky to be able to extract Jamie Roth, Stella Benicia, and Megan Cannon before they were seriously harmed, but we couldn't get to Noah Shaw. I heard her, Mom. That was it. I calmly, slowly looked back to the board and forced my mind to turn the letters into words. One I could understand, ones that made sense, but all I could process was what I read. Deceased, under Noah's name. My mind repeated the words of the woman Noah had once called a liar. You will love him to ruins. The roof caved around you, but not on you. Mara, Noah was close to. He was crushed. He will die before his time, with you by his side, unless you let him go. I am very, very sorry. I read this like 1,000 times. Okay, so the gene is called G1821. And it looks like Mara is an original, and Jamie is an original, and Noah is. So the people who have it are Stella, Mara, Jamie, Jude, Claire, I want to say, and Noah. That's 6 people, as far as we know. This book. That is it for this non-spoiler review. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of this book. Please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Check out all our videos. And find us on Goodreads. This was a really weird review.